Hello, and welcome back to Warrior Moms. I am Michele.
And I'm Amy, and we are so excited for y'all to be here today.
Yes.
We giggle and fall down.
As we're trying to do this here, this is quite hilarious. I'm looking across our setup at Amy, and she has, we've got our microphones, the computer, and of course, Amy's got her microphone, but it's propped up by a hot pink pillow. And I'm looking at her over the pillow.
and let's explain why, though. We're not this ghetto most of the time, but Michele has moved once again.
Yes.
Has moved into our home, and we're down in the basement, and everything is not quite.
Yeah, we don't have our setup yet.
We don't have our setup yet. So we're having a good time making it work. So,
yes.
And we all know that my voice, for some reason, is...
Yeah, not as
loud as
brilliant as mine.
So anyway, so we're trying to make our voices a little bit. So,
but we are here in my basement, and that really kind of prompted us with what we wanted to talk about today was moving. At least for me, anyway.
Because you were telling the story. Yes, we were talking about how moving sucks.
Yeah.
Let's just say that, right?
Terrible, right? It's terrible. And there was a moment Amy and I were talking on the phone, and I was like, it's just surreal. Like where you're moving boxes and the car's packed, and I, am grabbing Carter's urn, which is like a big wooden box. And, it's heavy, and I'm clinging to it, and I go to the car, and it's already packed full. And so I open the back and I place him, which is not him, but it's the ashes, in the midst of all these, stacked up boxes and, vacuum cleaners stuffed in there. And there he sits in the middle of all of this. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. And dark humor a little bit.
It's very dark humor, because I know that I've put a picture of Alec going to one of the pizza parties. I had a picture of Alec in the front seat. I was like, what do I put? I don't want it to bend. What do I like that? And I put a seatbelt on it.
I know.
Because I was like, look, Alec and I.
Yeah, here we are.
And
yeah.
That is the dark humor.
Dark humor. Yeah, I know.
So you moved his urn, and y'all moved right after Carter passed.
Yeah, and that's really what we wanted to talk about. This is something that when we talk with newly, grieving moms.
New and old.
Like, what do we do with our child's things? Everything from shoes and socks to their treasured, toys and things they loved. What do we do with it all? And so moving really puts that in the forefront for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We have plastic bins of all of his things. And we're probably down to, I don't know, between 8 and 11 boxes, which people probably think that is crazy, that we're toting that around, but we do. Yeah. And those are one of the first ones that we make sure that we have, and we know where they are.
Do you ever go in those bins and look for certain things?
Yeah, it is so painful, but it's, in the last couple of years, it's gotten easier, and it's kind of a little bit more joyful. Last summer, Greta and I were, just rearranging and cleaning out a garage, and she and I spent, not exaggerating, at least 16 hours one Saturday, and it was crazy hot, lovely August in Georgia. Yeah. But we just pulled out chairs in the garage and went through box after box. She put on tons of his sweatshirts, and she was trying on his shoes that are, way too big for her.
For a new wardrobe?
Yeah. Just, and, kind of engaging with his things, I think, because in the first couple years, it was too painful. It's like you would open it up for a split second, and then it was like, oh, and you just slam it shut, because it's like, oh my gosh. Seeing your child who's no longer with us, seeing their T-shirt stacked up is really too much.
Yeah.
And those first, we were in a townhouse that we were renting, because we had planned to rent a townhouse in the district that Carter wanted to live in. And then our plan was when he graduated from high school, we would move down to Brookhaven, where I was teaching and Greta was going to school. And so when Carter was murdered and we had news hounds all over us, and it was suffocating. I mean, absolutely suffocating. And so I had said, we have to move. I mean, we're renting. This is why we're renting. We cannot stay here. And, they were still trying to find the killer. And so we're driving the path of where this creep had been and the last moments of our child's life. And it was really hard for Jeremy. He didn't want to, but we both made compromise, I think, in this grief. And that was one of his major concessions, was moving. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't pack up his room. And my dad, thank heavens, it still makes me cry thinking about it, but that was his gift. He said, I want to do this for you. And he would come out. He would be white as a ghost, and you could tell he had just been crying. And he'd come down and he'd, put his hand on my shoulder, and he'd get a glass of water, and he'd sit on the couch a little bit, and we wouldn't say a word about it. And then up the stairs he went again, and it's all packed exactly how my dad left it. So, yeah, it's, it's hard packing up our child's things. It's so not how it's supposed to be. But yeah, we've it was so fun now in a different stage of where we are in this grief to be able to go through it. And just even in the moving into this house of, we all did, the three of us, go through it. And there's one that's, one bin that's just some of Carter's treasured toys from when he was a Buzz Lightyear.
Lightsaber maybe.
Yes. And that was fun. And he saved every single card anyone ever gave to him, or scrap of paper, little notes from, girlfriends or guy friends in elementary school. And that was in the bin. So that was really fun to go through. Yeah, it was good.
Alec, he was 24. He lived on his own.
Yeah.
He had a house. We had a room. And that's where we went over there to pack it up and bring it all home. But thankfully, his roommate and his girlfriend, who loved Alec, I mean, he was like, they were the Three Musketeers for a lot of times. But they packed it up for us.
Oh,
At one point, I was kind of, I don't want to say I was mad about it, but I was like, but I wanted to do that. Or that was my job.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
I kind of felt like,
did they miss something?
Yes.
Did they take
something?
Like,
Yeah. Did they take something? Did they miss something? And not that they were vicious or anything like that, but
well, that's all we have left. So you're so protective of those things.
And that's where, and it came home and it went in bins and it went up into the guest room. And then a few months later, Alec's brother and sister, Abby and Jack, from his dad's side, they came over and they went through, and I let them get all the T-shirts they wanted.
Yeah.
And that was joyful.
Yes.
Watching them. Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
And Alec always wore crazy socks. And
oh, cute.
Of course, Jack was like, I want these socks. And I know Abby still wears T-shirts all the time, and it's just, Layla was still small, and I felt like we have a lot of things. But like Jack took Alec's PlayStation and the Eno. Oh. What is it called? Eno, the hammock thing.
Oh, yeah.
Alec loved that. And we take it out in the woods. And that, so I felt like they needed things.
I have found great joy in that too, of, letting my niece have things. And Greta, I mean, no kidding. I know you've heard me say this, but Greta wears one of Carter's T-shirts every single day, whether that's she comes home and after she gets out of her uniform, she puts one on, or she sleeps in it. And I don't even know if it ever was conscious. Yeah. It just happened, and she still does it. She'll wear one to tennis practice or to cheer practice, and and they're still big on her. It doesn't matter. That's what she's wearing. Yeah. It's adorable.
I keep some of Alec's clothes, and I mean I've kept them, and there's times that at Christmas, I think I said this in one of our other podcasts, but I felt, I don't know, I was just missing Alec. and I went and got a jacket, one of his
Oh,
jackets, one of his coats.
yes,
And
I love that.
and I put it on. It was like a hug from Alec. But his smell is gone.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's kind of hard. Like his smell's gone. But there are a few things that I can't get rid of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I just can't. And Jeff got, you know, it's the struggle, like you and Jeremy had about moving.
Right.
You know? I mean, that is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to compare this one to that. But Alec and Alec and Layla had built a huge box fort in the basement, like box upon box, and it had like a lookout tower.
That's cute. Oh,
and like extra
cool.
doors and
Yeah.
all this, and they colored all over the inside, drew pictures,
Oh,
and you could
how
see where he was drawing it and she was
cute.
drawing it and
Yes.
everything. And I couldn't. I was like, no. Jeff said, I need this gone. Like,
Yeah.
I need this gone. It was enormous.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you can't. And Layla's like, no, you can't. And finally, after a year or two, we were like, okay,
Yeah.
it's time.
We can. Yeah.
But I took out the pieces that they drew on.
Oh, that was a good idea.
Like their main piece of cardboard that they had drawn the
Yes.
pictures on and all this stuff. I kept it, and it's in my craft room on the wall.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's, you know, like, there is a time that I think comes, but it's all we have.
Yes. Well, and I read somewhere, and I think it's so helpful, is, you know, whether it's the tombstone or, packing the boxes and what you want to keep or not keep, all of that is for the griever. Yeah. And that we worry so much, you know, about honoring our child, but we have to remember that in grief, we have to honor ourselves. And so if it feels right to keep the cardboard up, well, that's for you, right? And that, and that's okay. And that and people won't understand that. I think we've talked with moms too. It's like, well, we've just left the room exactly as it is. Yeah. And so many friends in particular will say, you know, you need to clean that out. It's time.
No, you don't.
You know, yeah,
even
it's for you. If that feels right to you.
Yes.
And then on the flip side, it's like keeping check of our, just where are we in our mental health with it? You know, like if it, you know, they say there's a, is it, becoming almost like a shrine?
Yeah.
You know, if it becomes too much where that's all the place that we're spending our time. And, you know, some of those things, like just keeping a good check on where's the balance of it all. But it's for you. I mean, if you need that room to stay how it is, then keep it how it is.
Yeah. Well,
and we have warrior moms that do.
Even the laundry basket still has the dirty clothes in it.
Yeah.
And I know one of them that. Another one, you know, has changed after 6 or 7 years, changed it to the guest room. But, you know, it is those little things, all of Alec's little trinkets and stuff. I do have it. They're in the drawers in the guest room, but it hurts to look at them sometimes. Like you said, most of it just stays packed away in the bin that it came home in. I did have a quilt built.
Yeah, I love that so much.
T-shirts and
and they have teddy bears where you can make teddy bears out of shirts or little dresses or something, and they can make stuffed animals. I love all of that. Anything that allows you to feel connected in some sort of way. To honor them. I don't think I think the biggest message we would want anybody to hear is there isn't a right way.
No. Yeah. And there's not a time that you need to get rid of something. And there's not a time that you have to keep it.
No.
You're not dishonoring your child, whether you keep it for eternity or you don't.
Right. Because, there were moms that were like, gosh, I just had to get rid of everything. I just needed, they kept some precious things, but they needed all the other, it was like noise. It was too much.
And that's where I didn't have the room that I had to decide on. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I do think that would cause friction. That box caused friction.
Yeah.
And because I remember snapping at Jeff and him like, and the next day he let me get over it, and the next day he said, Amy, we just need to have a conversation right now.
Yeah.
He didn't say it that direct, but
he was like, can we
"You
talk
have to-"
about this?
Yeah, he's like, I'm grieving too. When you're like, you can't get rid of it, I'm grieving too.
And that's hard for me to walk and see that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was just in this way.
Yeah.
But it could be.
Yeah.
That is true. It could have been just because it was too hard for him to see, but it was too hard for me to let it go. Where's that balance?
Right. Where's that compromise?
Yes.
And that was something that I know in those first couple days, and when we were talking about moving, I knew that Jeremy was making that concession, and the news, was they were hounding us and they wanted to interview, and I really wanted to do an interview. I wanted to be the one that was giving voice about Carter. And Jeremy was like, no, I couldn't protect him. I want to be able to protect y'all. And I think if we put you out there on the news, then no. And so then that was my concession.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, that was something it was painful not to speak about Carter, but I knew we were moving for me and this is what he needed. And I think that is also maybe, in looking back, like, okay, that was good of us that we honored that for one another.
What you were doing
right
at the time.
No, but I do remember thinking, I need to do this for him. That was important.
Thinking, I need to do this for her.
And I'm thankful for that.
Looking back on it, do you regret moving from there? Let's say the news media wasn't hounding you and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you?
Yeah. What's hard?
Did it rush? Did it rush your readiness?
It didn't rush it for sure, but it made it more difficult. The lacrosse community was so good to us, and they planned different memorial events, and they would get together because, of course, the boys were really grieving, and so they would have dinners at various parents' houses just to get the boys together, and it was harder for us then to attend those things, because we were an hour away essentially, just in Atlanta driving times, and we tried to go to as many of them as we could, but we didn't go to very many of the lacrosse games after Carter died. And I know it was because it was so incredibly painful, but it was, I think if we would have been, down the street from River Ridge, like we were,
you wouldn't do it.
We would have gone to those games more often. Yeah. And we would have supported the boys. We went to senior night and we went to a couple other events with all of the boys. But that part I think is hard, is that we lost that connection. But it was also, should have been Carter's senior year. And we had only been in the community 9 months. So we personally didn't have any connections. You know what I mean? Like we knew people just of, hey, by saying hi to other parents in the stands watching our boys, but we didn't know them personally. Yeah. So in that way, there wasn't any regret because we didn't have
those people.
Yeah, we didn't have long-time great friends in that area. I was nervous moving, and I think that was part of maybe Jeremy's worry, is moving somewhere completely new, then we'd have no support.
That's what,
but my school, the St. Martin's community, I mean, they just wrapped us up, and we had a whole new community. So I don't really regret it.
Well, I know that, like, we have moms that, like, didn't get rid of their car until like the very
10 years
apart. And then because their child rode in it, and I feel the same way. Like, I look back at my car, I got it a couple months before Alec passed, and I'm like, he got to drive it, he liked it,
Well, and we gifted Carter's car. He had it was a diesel. This was before that. He had a diesel car. I mean, it was Jeremy's, and then he was driving it, and he had burned out the engine from, who knows what he was rolling coal, as he would call it. And so something happened with the engine, and two of Carter's buddies were really into building and rebuilding cars. And so we gifted them that car and they got an engine and rebuilt it. And they put this big CD Forever sticker on it. And then now, of course, Greta is at driving age. I wish we had that car. That would be so cool to have her drive that. And then the car that he had just gotten right before he died, we had put it on, Facebook Marketplace or somewhere for, minimal amounts. And a kid reached out to us and said, would there be any way to take, and it was like way, way less. And I was like, done. Of course, it's yours. And for just a split moment, I kind of regret. Like, I wish same thing. I wish I had that car for Greta. But then in the scheme of things, like, that brought those boys such joy to rebuild that together. And Carter would have loved that.
And I think that is where we have to look outward.
Yes. Yeah.
On those situations.
Absolutely.
It does bring joy. But I'm a hoarder. I like to keep all the, Alec was a hoarder. I mean, it was I just like to keep all things.
I know.
And it is. And that's, it's something, I mean, the bottom line is that that's the last things they're going to have. They're not getting new T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting new sneakers. They're not getting,
Right. And if it feels right to keep it. And if it feels right to clean it up and gift it,
because
that's
I know
good
that
too.
Over my journey of 4.5 years, I've held on, and then I've let go. Held on, and then I've let go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, and it's not letting go of him, but it is realizing that
those are things.
Mm-hmm. It's not him.
Yeah.
But for so long, but his clothes and his coat, I feel like that is him. One day I might feel like it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I can't get rid of his ashes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
they're still all intact.
That's a tough one.
In his box that travels with me sometimes.
Oh, I know. My youngest sister turned 40 2 years ago, and I had, found a company. She likes those Pandora beads. Oh, yeah. And they make these Pandora beads where you put the ashes in and it goes on your Pandora bracelet. And I had picked out the color, the whole thing. And, and so I, had told her that's what she was getting for her birthday. And I cannot bring it upon myself to pull out ashes because you have to send it to a company. And it's like, oh my gosh. And I really, really, really want to. Yeah. I really do.
Well, I have so much respect for Linda because her daughter loved to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Travel. She was an adult, loved to travel. And I remember she had a meeting one time and she had a dish with a bit of Emily's ashes.
Oh my gosh.
Like in a little baggie. I mean,
right.
Don't go through security, I guess, but a little baggie of ashes. And she said, if you ever go anywhere cool, please take her there because she loved to travel and she was just a free spirit. And that way she's all over the world.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
I would love to be able to get to that place. I've told my other sister and my niece, I would love to be able to do that. Like so they have their time with Carter's ashes and take it somewhere that, it's as if,
I'm not
no, I'm not there either, but I do know I'm getting closer. Yeah. But all of this is...
I am nowhere near that. That is my boy. That is all. That is him.
Yeah.
I know that it's not, but it is.
Yeah. The physical remains. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I said it's not. Nope.
It's not happening.
It's still sitting in my living room. Alec's little shrine right there, the box, the picture. I mean, all of it. It's there.
Yeah.
He's with us every day.
There you go.
And Jeff says he does not want to be in that box. Well, he doesn't get a choice.
Yeah.
I do have control over him now.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah. And it's about what do you need, right?
It is.
So, grieving moms, that's our message, right? Mm-hmm. If it feels good, pack it up. If it doesn't, leave it. Yeah. Someday you'll come back to it.
Right or wrong.
Mm-hmm. And some days you just like with all this other grief stuff, maybe you do have to force yourself to do something with something.
Yeah.
But
like if your car's falling apart.
Yeah.
You might need to sell it.
Might need to sell it. Which Christine did.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us. This was just a quick in and out, but a really important conversation about what do we do with our
things,
children's things. Ugh, it's terrible and hard. And
we're sorry we have to talk about it.
I know.
To you.
Yeah. Well, till next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.